It didn't explode, but lots of bits fell off. My name is Victoria Curling, or Vicky for short. I am a specialist rehab engineer. My job here at the wheelchair service is to modify wheelchairs for individual need. Probably the easiest way of me explaining what modifications we do here is telling you an example of perhaps someone that you know about. So Stephen Hawkins can only move a small part of his cheek. So how his chair works is he has a small switch that sits on his cheek there, and as he moves his cheek, that once again translates to a command on the chair. So someone like myself will set that kind of kit up. We assess the person, find out what they can and can't do, how do they get from A to B, what kind of public transport do they use, do they drive, what kind of things do they like doing, and then adapt their wheelchair to meet their needs. An abnormal day for me is when everything goes to plan. So everything runs smoothly, everything fits together in the way it's supposed to, that we've predicted every need that person might have, bearing in mind we only have an hour to get to know this person's life. Sometimes we have patients that can't physically communicate with us, so they can't talk, all they can do is blink. So trying to get information out of someone when they physically can't talk to you is very difficult. So that is a big challenge. Even when I started, I thought a wheelchair was a wheelchair, and you see that one wheelchair when you're out and about. Maybe you see it in the entrance into Tesco's when you walk in. That is one example of the millions of wheelchairs out there. And then it's not just the wheelchairs, it's all the bits that go on them as well. The 10 different types of backrest you can get, the 5 different types of footplate, and that's part of my role as well, to know all the different bits of kit that goes on every single chair. So if you wanted to become a rehab engineer, you need to get some good GCSEs, at least 5 A to Cs. You need your A levels, ideally in maths, physics and technology. Then you need to get your engineering degree. You need to be quite good with your hands and willing to sort of take things apart and put them back together again. You definitely need problem solving. You also need to be fairly compassionate, a good listener. And then strength-wise, patience. I always recommend work shadowing and things like that. Feel free to contact your local wheelchair service and see whether you can just see what it's about, because that's the most important thing. You've got to figure out whether this is actually the job for you, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is to try it. The coolest thing that I've ever done was a research project that I did in determining how safe chairs were in transport. So I put a chair onto a crash rig and put it through a car crash, and to see which bits fell off. That was good fun. The main thing that we make a difference, people that come here, is we essentially give them back their independence and mobility. A 2-year-old who's never been able to walk or crawl, the ability to play with their friends in a wheelchair, or a lady that hasn't managed to leave her bed in months, the ability to go back to church or go shopping or see her family. Yeah, that's the main reason why we all do it.